Okay, so welcome back, and now we're going to do an example of using the inverse theorem, the inverse function theorem, to take the derivative of this function here. Okay, so normally if we were going to take the derivative of this function, we would just use the quotient rule, but let's use the derivative, or let's use the inverse. So the inverse of this, and again, you could find the inverse. You should know how to find the inverse of a function. And so f of x equals g inverse of x is going to be 2 over x minus 1. Okay, so that's the inverse function. So let's first to find the derivative of g of x, we're going to use the result from the theorem, right? So we know that g, right? So first, let's find the derivative of f of x. Okay, so what do we get? So f prime of x is going to equal okay. So now that we have that, now remember it's f prime of g of x. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put g of x in there, right? So f prime of g of x equals -2 over g of x minus 1 quantity squared. Of course, g of x is x plus 2 over x. So now we got this complex fraction that we have to simplify. And so what do we get? We get x plus 2 minus x over x. Notice that these x's cancel. So we get -2 over x, right? Oops, hold on. Just realized I dropped my square. Yeah, don't drop your square. So remember, it's bottom squared. So just don't forget your power. And so then this is going to become -2 over 4 over x squared. And then this is going to become negative x squared over 2. Okay, so now, what do we do here? Well, it's just the reciprocal. So that means g prime of x is just going to be the reciprocal of this. So it's just going to be negative 2 over x squared. And that's it. And that's how you find the derivative of the inverse function, or using the inverse function. So again, just to summarize, what did we do? To find this, the derivative of this function, we used the inverse function by using the fact that the derivative of the function that we're given is the reciprocal of the derivative of the inverse function evaluated at the function, the given function. Okay? So what did we do? Well, using the inverse function, we found the derivative function for the inverse function. That's what we did here. Then we just inputted g of x, right? And then we simplified it to get this. Then once we get this, then it's just the inverse, or it's just the reciprocal. So then we just flipped it and we got our answer. And that's how you do it. Have a great day.